Hey friends, my name is Josh Boldman, and I am a part of the team at DYM, and I am here with Nick Clayson. Nick, how you doing, bud?
I doing great, man. Just got home from the beach, so doing a little less great than I was last week, but as good as I can be back at work.
Dude, coming off of vacation is always the worst because it's like you feel like you should be ready to get back to work, and all vacation does is like remind you what not working is like, and it's
I used to come back from vacation like ready to work. Now I come back from vacation ready to retire.
That's the dream. Now we're looking forward a couple decades. That's nice. Well, okay, so here's the deal, Nick. Something you know that not everybody knows is DYM has been working really, really hard on what we have called our best kept secret, and is now very quickly turning into our worst kept secret.
Yeah.
And that is the brand new Sidekick Pro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're pretty excited about this. Like, this is like everything we've learned from going way back to DYM Games. I don't know if you remember that.
I do.
But that turned into Sidekick, what we now call Sidekick Legacy. Then we had Sidekick Beta that was in the browser, and we've taken everything that we've learned and we have put it all into one incredible package that we have called Sidekick Pro, and that is launching real soon. Actually, people that are watching this, it may have already launched in the App Store. So, like, if you're, go look in the App Store, search for Sidekick Pro, and you'll see it there. But Nick, you have had access to this for months. Like, you've basically been under NDA, lock and key, like threat of legal
I signed nothing. I could have very well broken the secret.
We thought about this. There was a point where somebody on our team was like, should we get people like Nick to sign something? And I was like, I think that just reminds them that they could share. Like, maybe we just don't. And so, are we the smartest legal minds in the world?
Proven to you that you can share your secrets with me. I hope that that's what this has resulted in.
Yeah, and so Nick you have had access to Sidekick Pro now for months.
Yes,
you have been using it with your group, like in front of real students who are the most brutal of critics, right? So, like, if everybody knows that if you're going to try something new, you try it during rehearsals, you try it like during the week, but never in front of students. But you were brave enough to say, I believe in the team at DYM so much that I will use Sidekick Pro in front of real students, and I'll let them know how it went. And so, Nick,
can we just insert the I believe Stranger Things like clip right here? And what build are we on? Like, right at this moment, do you know like what number of build we're on?
748.
Okay, all right, yeah. So there are 748, not failures, but less optimal versions. So as you say, like it is amazing. Like it is really, it runs great. But there have been moments, like I had one of my kids in the tech booth. I told you this story. He's like,
it was great.
Why are we changing? And I'm like, it's going to be better. He's like, and then something happened, which you and I have bugged out. Mostly you. I told you, you fixed it. It's better, really it is. But like it happened, whereas like it just like would depress back to the back of the screen, like all the other windows came ahead of it.
Oh yeah.
So something small that's like easily and has since been fixed. But he looked at me as soon as that happened, like, is it really better? Like he was so
we're trying,
mad.
Man. Leave us alone. Oh yeah.
Because we were converting from beta. Right, we had run Sidekick Beta and we went when Beta came out. I have always trusted like whatever DYM has done across all the churches and places I've served. So to your point, I've run DYM games. I've run the original version of Sidekick, and when Beta came out, we went all in. And there were clunky things like you had to drag the browser across the whole screen. And so for a minute there, we like figured out how to like pray during that transition.
Right. Yeah.
And so if kids saw it, it just meant they were sinning. And so they wouldn't dare say anything. But this is the Cadillac of all sidekicks. And like, not only does it do everything all other versions of Sidekick do better, but it does more than some of these other versions of Sidekick have ever been able to do. That is like honestly mind-blowing and mind-boggling. And to your point, yeah, we've been using it, and I've rebuilt a lot of Sidekick playlists over the last several months. But we used it like at summer camp. We used it with our 5th graders VBS week, like coming into our student ministry. Like we're all in, like we're using it everywhere that we can. We bought a new computer to harness the power of it. So it's fully operational right over here in this room in our main like auditorium space, but it's awesome. I love it.
Nice.
So if you're watching, go check it out for real.
Okay. So somebody who's coming from Sidekick Legacy, right?
Yeah.
The original app, they need to know that it has, Wheel of Destiny. It has Pick Me. Yep. But then like some of those older favorites.
Pixelate.
Yeah. Yep. It's got Survey Says.
Photo Fury.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, listen, I'm going to tell you what, the one that I've been asking for.
Yeah.
I mean, you know this because I've
I know.
been like, hey, the scoreboard, like the leaderboard, leaderboard. And bro, we took 16 teams to summer camp, and leaderboard can accommodate at least 16 teams in
Sidekick
leaderboard.
Legacy, like old school, it could only have 10.
It tapped out
and
at 10.
What I loved about Sidekick Legacy is you'd have 10 teams, and you'd go to add the 11th, and it would just take one of the old ones off. Like it would just
we
take
used
it off.
Sidekick Legacy one calendar year ago at camp because leaderboard was still not on beta yet.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we told people, if you don't see your name on the scoreboard, it just means you haven't scored enough points. So our tech team was manually hiding those teams.
Horrible.
But awful. It was so clunky. And then we would do this grand like reveal from like last place to first place on the very last night. Mm-hmm. And it was again all manual. There was no way to like sort.
Oh wow.
And so like my tech guy had it all listed out in like a notebook. And so we would give all these points, and it was all hidden. And then he goes to reveal, and he went to reveal the winner, but he didn't account for the new number of points. So the second place team actually got first place. Like it was hilarious. But
this is a nightmare.
Yeah. So leaderboard, and you can do 2 columns now, and we used it, like I said, fully at camp, and it doesn't seem weird if you were worried about it seeming weird. Like there's enough real estate on the screen to do all your 1 through 10 on the left and all your 11 through 20 on the right. And it makes sense logically in everyone's brains that like, that's just the way you read. So that's the way the leaderboard goes. Like it's a small tweak, but it's massive for like,
you know what else was missing from the old one that felt like such a no-brainer when we decided to put it in this one is now the teams are numbered. Like in places, like it was never a thing. They were just in order, and you're like, great. But if you've got like 4 teams, it's easy to be like, oh, I can see which one's in third. But if you have 20 teams and you're like, who's in 13th place?
Exactly.
And you're like, I don't know. Because I'm not doing. So now they're automatically numbered. It's a whole
and
thing.
it's
Boxes,
again like
boxes is back.
Yes. Love boxes. That's your like extreme bingo. Like boxes and extreme bingo are inextricably linked.
Yeah.
And so for years, during the beta era, like boxes was gone unless you had that secret downloadable link that people could send up a flare to you via the DYM Facebook group.
So that was literally like the only way to get it was to Facebook message me.
Or
personally
to save it like I did.
Gosh.
And I shared it on the black market with a few people.
Yeah, good. I hope you made some money on it.
It's in an Excel document in our like student account and password document.
Here's the link.
Break in case of emergency.
Oh man. So for Sidekick Beta, we had like a feature request like link. And I'm telling you, I'll publicly say this now. All of the requests were just for features that were in Sidekick Legacy.
Yeah. So what were they? What were your like top 4 or 5 like that you remember from your feature requests?
Yeah. Survey Says was absolutely number 1 because what we found out was like Survey Says people only used it like once a year.
Exactly.
But they used it for a full event. So it was like
and when you
our
need
trivia
it,
night or our game show night or our back to school, whatever, And so like it was a big deal but they didn't use it often. But when they used it, it was massive. So definitely survey says. Then it was boxes for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Photo Fury, because people love the game Poser. And that was and plus, like, one of the ones. So a couple weeks ago, I got to see. This was very cool. I got to see Doug Fields in action, like leading his group so he's leading one of the groups at Mariners Church in California, and he took a picture of every student when the first time they show up, and he put that into Photo Fury and used that to like pick the next kid to play the game, and it's just so it's just all the kids' faces, just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
it was genius. So that was definitely like the third, I think, it was that. But yeah,
dude. Wild. Let me tell you guys also, like, Beta. One of the things that Beta did that no other like software was doing was like poll voting with the QR code, and that's in my opinion what set Beta apart, and that's what made me tell my tech team to buy a second computer so that we could run Pro Presenter and Sidekick, because I told them, like, Sidekick is made for youth ministry. And they were like, yeah, but Pro Presenter is better in this way. And I'm like, fine, I hear you. But there are things that Sidekick does that Pro Presenter can never do, will never do, and it makes it better for youth ministry. And this is a youth ministry auditorium. So we need these things. And so that's back, like voting, fully reimagined.
Oh, yeah.
Along with a million other. Like, one of my favorite ones is ranking, the new one, ranking in Pro now. Incredible. You can rank things. Like, we did this at summer camp leader debrief. Like, hey, these are our 4 late nights. Rank them from your favorite to least favorite. Just give us.
Because you could just do a poll and say which is the best. And but then you only know which one's the best.
Yeah.
But like, ranking, that changes the game. Like,
so good. And then at our parent recap night, so these are different, like leader debrief, parent recap night, because parents were in the room, and I knew that they would have cell phones, that you can now opt yourself in to pick me. Yeah. So parents got their cell phones out, and I was like, if you want to play this game, scan this QR code and put your name into the drawing to be considered as a contestant for it. Now, what it didn't safeguard against was all the students just seeing a QR code and just instantly scanning it. That also had phones, and which I had to then run to the tech booth and be like, okay, we got to make sure an actual parent's name ends up on this thing and not just like a bunch of kids. But because there was like way more people in the game than should have been. And I was like,
wait a minute.
Yeah, they didn't follow directions. But that's teenagers. Not everything can be foolproof. Sidekick's good. It's just not that good.
Oh, man. Okay, so there's live polls, live ranking.
Yes.
But so this is the one.
Live pick me. That's what I was just talking about.
Yeah, live pick me. The one for me that has been the most fun to help kind of make happen is something that I've been wanting ever since live polls was first an option. I was like, what if we did it? And it's live responses. Right?
Yeah. I didn't say that because I wanted you to reveal live responses.
I'm telling you, like the idea that you can do Q&A, you can do where you ask a question and students open-ended send in their answers.
Yes.
Dude, I know you've used it a couple of times. Tell me what that's looked like for you guys.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a two-pronged answer to this. Prong number one, once we started doing this, so essentially the flow is, hey, we're teaching. As we're teaching, if you have a question, let us know. At the end, we'll get up and we'll answer one or some. Like,
so it runs during your whole teaching.
Yes. Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was going to get to like the technical stuff, but like from a pastoral standpoint, once we started doing that, the amount of I think I texted you this too at one point, like the second time we did it, the amount of pastoral conversations I had afterwards, like it increased like 100-fold. Like, oh yeah, because kids were able to get their questions answered, or we'd say something like, hey, if we don't get to your question, like we'd love to have a conversation. We would just open an invitation. And so a kid who asked a question, theirs didn't get chosen to get answered. they come up and now they're asking a tough question that they're wrestling through. Like, so the pastoral care and the ability to like have some of those tough conversations increased in our context. I don't know if it's gonna be the same in everyone's context, but in our context, it increased it like in 100-fold. It's been amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
The technical side of it, to your point, the way we've operated it is we do live response, pull it up on the screen, big giant QR code. But then, because when you and I worked through this the first time, I was like, hey, I need to get into my slides and I need to teach. And so I was like, how do they access it? And you're like, oh yeah, good point. And a lot of times in like Sidekick previous versions, you do a live like voting feature, but then you'd move on to your slides and like voting is closed. It's over, right? And so what you and the team was able to figure out was a way to keep it running in the background and put a QR code like in the corner so that like, it's like, hey, if you need it, it's going to be right here in this corner on the screen, and you scan it and you submit your question. And in the meanwhile, slides are still going. We're still teaching. And then it's like Reddit. Like as the questions are coming in, kids are upvoting the questions. Okay. And then my favorite feature of the whole thing.
What do you got?
Is we've created, and by we, I mean you, moderator access. Because I was telling you when we first were working through this, I was like, I got a middle schooler back there running these questions and he's live moderating. I don't want him being the gatekeeper. He still can, like, to be clear, like it's still available there for the person sitting, but an adult can grab their phone, can scan a QR code, and then in live time, and I've done this, right? Where someone else on my team was teaching and I was approving or denying, because I and to be fair, like I got good kids, but I still have to deny questions all the time because sometimes they're just being silly. And it's not malicious, but I'm like, dude, we're not including that question.
Not doing it.
And so the good questions get approved by me or any other adult that you want to give access to do that. And then the students, like I said, like Reddit, they're upvoting it. And so you can very easily at the end say, we're going to answer the top voted question. And so we might get 13 questions or something like that. And one gets 15 votes and that one gets answered like at the end of the night. And that's why I said, like, that's the technical work to it. All of that, it works very like flawlessly and seamlessly to then open up an opportunity for the most important part, which is like the spiritual conversation with the student. So here's a software that is fun, has spinny wheels, all the like cool, like interactive elements, but it actually helps like me be like a better youth pastor. And that's the part that's like 100% ridiculously awesome.
Can I tell you how we used it is so we used to we always have like small group questions that we give out to our small group leaders, but we told them like, hey, use those, like, please, like, we don't write them for nothing, but like if you're ever like feeling like you want to take the conversation in a different direction, use the list of questions that the students submitted during the teaching. Like, talk about that, because it's what they're talking about anyway. Like, they're the ones submitting these. Lean in. And it's been really cool, the conversations.
And there's an export option too. Which was like just like a .csv, you click export. So like if you didn't get to all the questions, but you want to know what your students are asking, you can just get it in like an Excel doc, and you can use that for future teaching series, future like social media clips, like YouTube playlists, like however you want to choose to use that information. But it's never a bad idea to have like data of like what is in your kids' heads.
Imagine being able to, like, at a parent meeting, to be able to say, like, here are the questions your kids, like your kids are actually asking these actual questions. I mean, stuff like that. So good. The other way that we would use it is like, if we do a parent meeting before camp every year, and usually like we start talking and then a parent has a question and it's like, so like we would say, like, if you have a question, just submit it. And then we, at the end of the like end of our like whole presentation part of the meeting, then we say, okay, hey, let's go and look at all the questions that you guys submit. And so then we like literally answer the questions they have, and so it lets us not have to have so much interruption at the beginning, and then be able to get to them. I mean, it's or even just as simple as like, tell us about for your students, saying like, hey, what's the craziest thing that happened to you this week?
Yeah.
Like what's the wildest part of your week, and just have them tell you, submit a story more or less. I mean, it's so fun.
There's a million ways. Yeah. There's a million ways to like adapt your creativity to it, but it's so much safer than roving mic. Like, and it's more time. Like it works better in like your time constraints, like all these things.
Yep. And just for everybody that needs profanity, automatically filtered.
Auto filter.
It catches it, and it's pretty good. Like, does it catch everything? Maybe not, but like it catches most things. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and the way we've handled it, like even one time I got a pretty like heavy question, and like I didn't want to approve it into the queue to get voted.
Right.
And so I just got up and I said, hey, some of you or one of you submitted like a really tough question, and I just want to let you know, like, I'm not ignoring it. I hear you, I see you, and I would love to have a conversation with you about it. Yeah. So come find me after.
So good.
And I don't think they did, but I didn't want to dismiss it either, and then be like, oh, the youth pastor doesn't want to answer like this question because it's whatever like narrative they're trying to spin. But it is probably the best feature all throughout, and we're gonna be implementing it regularly once we kind of come back into like our regular fall rhythm. We did it here and there. We just got to create like a little bit of structure around it, like who's going to moderate and all those types of things. But yeah.
Okay. So this is your chance to kind of nerd out on a feature that does not sound as cool. Like, okay. Cause like live responses, super cool. Like live polls, ranking, all that stuff. Like that's awesome. But there's one feature that I'll say, like, so we've had a couple people that have been, testing it out and giving us feedback and stuff, but this is one that like, as I'm thinking on our conversations we've had, it just keeps going back to this feature, and it keeps getting better because of those conversations. But it's fascinating to me how funny, like, how interested you are in this feature. And so I just want to give you a chance to tell the world what is your favorite feature of Sidekick Pro.
It might not be my favorite, but it's easily my most used, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And for years, it's what I wished would have existed. It's we're calling it countdown loops.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Countdown loops. And what it is you can add your pre-roll slides.
Yes.
And put a countdown timer on the screen in the corner, counting down to your service. Because here's been my beef with like countdown timers, and I'm probably neutering a lot of business for even myself as a guy who's created 5-minute countdown timers on Download Youth Ministry.
Totally. Yep.
I don't use them because, in my personal opinion, students are most locked into the screen as it's getting closer and closer to service. We do this in our main church too, where we have all the announcements, and then at like the 2-minute and 30-second mark or 3-minute mark, we put on a timer of just like B-roll of like our church and people smiling and laughing and at events and stuff.
Shaking
and I'm like,
hands.
Yes. I'm like, that is great. It looks like our church is a great place to be. And I know that's what we're going for, but like no one now knows about the event that's coming up because they came in when there was a minute on the clock, not 4. And as dumb as it sounds. And so I've always been a proponent of letting your announcements roll as long as you can. And so countdown loop is amazing because you can create it just like a regular countdown. Like you want just a static background or like a generic abstract patterned background, counts down to like the end of like a game. You can use that, but you can also drop in like a slew of slides and it'll rotate through. It can count down minutes. So like, I need a 5-minute countdown. You can create that, or you can count down to a time. And Pro Presenter has this as an option, but you need a master's degree to figure that out. And you're in like the bowels of Pro Presenter. You're figuring out macros, layers, edits, and I can't figure it out.
Can't.
And I don't want to figure it out.
It's not possible.
And so when we were running beta and Pro at the same time, like in even just 6 months ago, I had shifted away from the 5-minute countdown over to countdown timer. I have my tech team who knows how to do it because I don't. Create a timer template for us. And we ran our countdown over in that, like because it didn't exist. And so it's something so basic and so simple, but we use it all the time. It is
so you
fantastic.
can show images, you can show videos.
Yep.
It just loops through them. You can set how long each slide is going to last.
You can disable and enable slides. So like we do like Wednesday specific slides and Sunday specific slides. So on a Sunday, we'll just disable the Wednesday slides, or we have like Wednesday slides that like are true for like 1 week, and then the next week it's like a different thing. And so we'll disable the one and re-enable the other. And so it helps us, you know, it's really like functional in that way. And at the end of it, you can adjust font, placement, background,
anywhere on the screen.
Like, do you want a box around it? Like, do you want it like transparent? Do you want it fully opaque? But at the end, you can set it to either fade to black or go automatically to the next item in the playlist, which is so clutch when you have sixth graders not paying attention. And it just does it for you.
They just don't do anything.
Yes, that happened. And in beta, we would put up a unlisted video, and we would play the unlisted video as a countdown timer. And so when it came to an end, it just a bunch of YouTube recommended videos would be on the screen, and we'd have to be from stage like, please go to the next slide.
Next one, please. Next.
Yep. Also, I got to talk about live trivia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Live trivia. We haven't talked about,
because there was trivia in Sidekick Legacy, right?
Yes.
Like, you know, your multiple choice, whatever.
And it's here too.
Oh yeah,
trivia is also here,
yeah.
which is wasn't available in beta. Now it's back. But live trivia it's almost like Kahoot style.
Yeah.
And so it's like the quicker, and I love it because we played it one time, and you know, like we sit around tables, so one phone per table, so that kids that don't have phones are still able to participate. Right. But they select their answer, and based on how quickly they select a correct answer, they get points. So it's not just like these 4 tables all got it right. Now we're in a deadlock tie.
Right. Sure.
It will almost always be a winner. Yeah. And it's amazing. And the functionality of it, like it's super click through, like click question, little timer runs down, everyone's voting on their phones, and then it shows the leaderboard so you can see how each table's, and you move. Like it is so, I had our women's ministry asking before this platform existed to do something like that. And I was like, all you can do is like vote like on things. Like that's the only functionality, which was cool. And everyone knew me as like the voting guy, because whenever I'm able to use it, I would use Sidekick Beta. Yeah, I was like, they're asking basically for this, and I was like, oh, it doesn't. You gotta go try out like Kahoot or another like platform, and now it's just included. It's just embedded in, bro.
Here's the thing, like about any of those other platforms, like if you're like, okay, you got to go use Kahoot. Here's the thing that people don't realize: Kahoot is expensive.
And it doesn't go on the screen very seamlessly. Like you need like a Blackmagic video switcher, and you need to embed a macro into Pro. Like there's workarounds, yes, thing, but like the easiest way is drag it onto the screen, like a math teacher does it for freshman, you know, geometry. But like Sidekick, it's all embedded, it's seamless, it's beautiful software. What like, and talk about we got songs now too.
Oh yeah. So here's my favorite part about songs, right? Is like, if you run songs in PowerPoint, right, it's a nightmare. If you run songs in Pro Presenter, it's like there's a range. It's a whole. It's just again
less
that
of
whole
a nightmare, but can
thing.
Be a nightmare.
Kinda. So here's what we figured out with songs in Sidekick Pro is you just, if you have a chord sheet or you have a lyrics sheet or you have whatever it is, whether you have song select or you use multi-tracks or you use, just copy and paste it in. And it will figure out what a verse is and what the chorus is and where the bridge goes. And it will put it in order of what it's supposed to be. And then you just play it. Like and you can change it. Like if there's like 6 lines and you're like, oh, I want to break that up 3 and 3. You just add a line and it'll automatically break the slides. And like, it's so much easier. Like, I don't know why every church in the world does songs, right? In some way, right?
Yeah.
You know, whether, you know, I mean, not every youth group does, but like to some degree, every church has some form of worship where you're showing like slides in an order. I don't know why it's so complicated in every other thing. We were like, okay, how can we make this as easy as possible? And it's copy and paste and hit clean. I think the button says clean up. And so you just clean it up and it figures it out whether if you copied and pasted with chords in it or in it figures all that out for you. And so you just don't even have to worry about it. And then if for some reason you want to do it in a unique way, like it's super easy to move it around.
Yeah.
It was so easy.
And you can do confidence monitor now.
Yep. Yeah. The stage
Which
display
that was what kept us stuck in Pro Presenter, was our band needed to. Yeah.
Oh, that was, you were asking what were some of the most requested features in Sidekick Beta. Confidence monitor was definitely one. So when we set up stage display here, cool. So the cool thing with worship is it shows your current slide and your next slide. So you're always able to see one ahead. For any slides, you're always seeing your current slide and your next slide. But for some games, you don't want that because all a kid has to do is turn around and see the answer to the question mark. So you can turn that off. Yeah. You can do slide notes with your teaching. So every slide you can add your own notes to it. So it shows that on the stage display too. I mean,
I'm learning all of this, by the way, and I'm like the reason my face is unresponsive is because I'm thinking, we can do that.
Yeah.
I need to go figure this out.
And the person in the booth can send a message to the person on the stage.
No way!
It shows up as a highlighted bar at the bottom. That's just unreal. Like, hey, your fly's down or whatever.
Hey,
and like,
you're past time.
Yeah.
I need that one.
Up. Like, come on.
Hey, I think also too, these are all amazing, but I think we may have buried the lead.
Yeah.
You can now select all, drag and drop videos, and they're uploaded. That's
for everyone who has used Sidekick Beta and has tried to run a game that involves multiple video files.
Yeah.
You know that you had to take one at a time.
Yeah.
Wait for it to upload and then do the next one.
Oh my word.
One at a time. And it took forever. This integrates with Finder, is so much better. You just drag images, drag videos, drag whatever you want, and it just adds them, and it's so easy.
And you can link your co-leader and your DYM accounts. So anything you purchase on the site, not all of them, but most of them are going to start auto uploading. So even if you're like, I don't even want to Command A and drag and drop, not to fear.
Just import.
You'll just click the import button, and there it is.
So easy. It's so easy.
And then keep going.
Oh, I was going to say, there's one other feature that's probably my absolute favorite, and that is the integration of AI in Pick Me, Wheels, Boxes. You can just say like, hey, I need a list of 20 restaurants, or I need a list of 50 colors, or for Pick Me, you can do like, I just need the numbers 1 through 200. And it's just boom, there you go. Trivia, live trivia and trivia, you can now have AI. You give it the topic, you give it the difficulty, and it will create a trivia game for you. Or Survey Says, you can ask the question, and it will use AI to fill out we asked 100 people survey. And you can even tell it whether you want it to be 100 adults or 100 students or 100 grandparents, or, AI being able to just add stuff like, I need a wheel of 30 animals, or it's amazing what you can do.
Yeah. And the last thing I was going to say is, we've even it's even been made easier to include like some of these like more interactive modules, Pick Me or voting with like a QR code. They were like different from like your typical just like slides,
right.
Your slides section is going to be your biggest. It's where you just add JPEGs or MP4 video files. But now you can, in the playlist, you can drag them in between. So like you can dummy proof it for whoever's running it. They just click next, and it keeps the integrity of that like module. Like it still does Pick Me, even though it's in between like two just pictures versus having to jump down and then jump to another, like in a whole like section break or whatever. And so that's crazy seamless. Like it's unbelievable how cool it is.
I mean, that's the thing, right? So Sidekick Pro, like we talk about how like it's everything that we learned from every iteration of Sidekick up till now.
Yeah.
The key is that it's made by people who do this, right? Like this is what we do. This is not like, a bunch of people that are like, I wonder what youth pastors would like. No, this is a bunch of youth pastors saying, here's what it needs to do. It needs to do this. It needs to do this. And we're creating it for, the rooms that we're leading And we're, and when we give people like Nick access to it, is we want to know, like, okay, here's how I would use it. How would you use it? How would it work best for you? And, I just feel like every other tool out there, whether it's ProPresenter or whether it's Keynote or PowerPoint or whatever, you're always trying to figure out how to kind of bend it to your will. Like you're like, okay, I want to do this, but it doesn't do that. So I need to figure out how to make it do it. What we set out from the very beginning was to say, like, how can we make it be the thing that people need it to be? And if it's not that, let's fix it. And let's keep working on it. And yeah, I am so excited. And I mean, just honestly, so proud of how it has turned out already. Yeah. But now more and more people are using it, and people are getting their hands on it, and they're sending in feedback. Like, I can't wait to even honestly to see what it keeps becoming. And, we talked about a lot of the live features. I'm just going to, I don't know when we're going to release this, but I'll tell you, there are more coming. Like, oh my goodness. Like, there are so many more coming, and it's exciting. Like, there are some that are just going to blow your mind. Dude, so much fun. And it's been really cool. Like, every Wednesday, getting texts from Nick being like, hey, can it do this? How does it did this? What do I do? And just, so number one, Nick, thank you. Much appreciated.
You probably hated seeing my name because you're like,
It's like, oh no, not again. But seriously, if you are at all interested in running Sidekick Pro, go to sidekick.tv to check it out. It is available. If it's not right now, it will be very, very soon in the Mac App Store. Go get it, go download it, and seriously, have as much fun as we're having. It's so cool.
It will be, if you go all in, it can be your new presentation software. Full stop. You don't need
100%
workarounds. You don't need other things. Like, this does it all. Like, everything you thought you ever needed and stuff you didn't even know. Like, it is it's super cool. So you definitely got to check it out.
Sweet. All right, Nick, dude, thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Later, everybody.
Bye.